Hello and welcome back. As always, thank you for joining me. Let's do what we always do here and take a look at a very, very simple idea. So simple that it escapes our view because we run off doing life and doing our thing, our work things, our relationship things, our home improvement things, our eating, drinking, sleeping, scrolling the internet. I don't know, maybe you found this by wildly scrolling the internet, and then boom, up pops this weird little video series, A Course in Miracles. Hmm. What's that? I don't know. However, you found this channel, welcome. It is very easy, all too common for us to overlook the simple, the basic, the fundamental, the foundational ideas in life because we think they can't possibly be true. We think that things have to be more complicated than they are. And you see the results of that. Off we go, doing our thing and falling down a lot. Often. I mean, how many times in your life have your best laid plans blown up immediately in your face? Yeah, they may work for a little while, but you're strangely dissatisfied with them, always wanting to change it, or you want more, 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 more. Huh. We've all been doing it for a long, long time, which is why this conversation appears to be happening and why it's necessary. So let's address one of these foundational ideas that really confounds us in day to day, moment to moment practice. It really does. And it's the notion that having and being are exactly the same thing. What you have and what you are exactly the same thing. We get that confused in the world because we think, okay, I've got this shirt, I've got this house, I've got all of this money, I've got this job, I've got this relationship, I've got this ephemeral and highly transitory and illusory thing called social status and prestige, my reputation in business, my brand, and all of that stuff that we spend so much time on, adore, coddle, and worship. That's actually an understatement. We spend so much time on all of this that we completely overlook the very simple, basic notion of who and what we are. So, having and being are exactly the same thing. Here in the world, we appear to have objects and status and stuff, yet we don't think we are that. You're not your house. You're not your shirt, right? Having and being are actually identical. As the Son of God, i.e., the creation of God, which, by the way, is all inclusive. It does not refer to only the historical Jesus. That would be a separation, and there are no separations at all. God created his Son, i.e., us, the Son of God, as everything. Therefore, we have everything. Having and being are identical. We are the extension of God, the thought of God, God's creation. He's the creator, we're the created, the Son of God. Like extends like. Love extends love. You have love because you are love. You are love. It's not all that often in the world where we hear this, though you may have heard it in other places. If you have, fantastic. This is why. Having and being are exactly the same thing, which in fact means you are the answer you've been looking for. But the you is not you, the physical body. It's not you, the ego, this sense of individual self, which is nothing. It does not exist. There is no individual sense of self in perfect oneness because there can't be any separation of any kind, and there isn't. So, yeah, there we are. You are the answer you've been looking for, but it's not the physical body. That's not it. It's not your job title. It's not your social status or your country of residence or anything like that. Not at all. You have everything and you are everything. The Son of God is, along with God, yeah, as the extension of God, the only reality. You have everything because you are everything. So that begs the instant and immediate question, what could we possibly be doing with all of our wild activity here in the world? Here in chapter 26, section 7, paragraph 11 of the text, we find a very famous line from the Course. And to paraphrase it, we don't ask too much of ourselves, but far too little. We ask far too little of ourselves. We're playing it small. Thinking you're this is playing it really super small because this has extraordinary limitations. In fact, it is a limitation on love, it's a limitation on communication itself. And you know that there's more to it than the physical body. You know that, or you wouldn't be interested in spirituality at all. And of course, we look around these days, or any day, and it seems like billions of people are not. Or they're only interested in spirituality when it's convenient for them, or when it's hot and sexy for them, or when they're going to get something that they deem to be of value, like political favor or something like that, here on this illusion of a world. There is no world. Central teaching of the Course. You heard that right. There is no world. We're perfectly at home in God, having never left. Ideas, i.e., the thought of God, ideas leave not their source. Capital S, if you please. Yes, go there, okay? Thank you. Ideas leave not their source. It's often written with the lowercase s here in A Course in Miracles to explain to us that thoughts remain in the mind of the thinker. You're the thought of God. Where are you? Mm-hmm. You've always known, always, and you know right now. And not because this pixelated image on your screen just said it. That's simply a reinforcement. We don't ask too much of ourselves, but far too little. We're way too content with playing it small and limiting our whole experience to just this. How sad, how unnecessary. You do not have to. Even though we all appear to be here as one of these things running around, you don't have to believe in the supposed concrete reality of this thing at all in order to use it in a very beneficial and, may I say, from direct experience, highly effective manner, as many of you well know. Use the physical body for the Holy Spirit's purposes. Give it to Him for the purposes of healing the mind, for extending love. That's what's going on right now. This image that you see on your screen is a tool. It is a device, a communication device for sharing the Holy Spirit with you. That's what it is. And that's what it is for all of us. So, how will you share it? Well, ask Him. Not everyone is going to do what I'm doing here and broadcast on a worldwide platform. That's my own directive. Yours may look very differently, and it should, because there are people out there that you'll reach better than I will reach. I insist, I can't possibly say that enough. There are people out there that you're meant to work with, that you're meant to reach. So share the Holy Spirit with them. A wonderful thing happens that we're taught here in the course as we share. You share something, you give it away to keep it, not to get rid of it, but to keep it in your mind. When you extend love, love strengthens. You keep it in your mind. You reinforce it. So if you project your own hatred, guilt, blame, rage, and fear onto your brother, thinking it's his fault for your supposed plight, you're keeping those judgmental thoughts in your mind and you're augmenting them so you will notice them more. And so will everyone else. You give something away to keep it, so question, what are you giving away? That is what you will keep. So here in the world, we're asking far too little of ourselves. Start asking more of yourself, will you? That's the invitation here. We're far too content to go off and find our own little minuscule treasure, our own deal at the store. Exciting, right? Our own new car, our own little carved out, individualized niche in the marketplace. We're off to do our own thing and glorify it. And it's playing it so small you can't possibly imagine until you do. Doesn't mean don't stop doing that. I mean, keep your job and stuff. Remember, there are people out there that you're meant to reach. You may reach them through your work. You may very well. And we all need this weird little invention called money, too. So, we live life, but we don't have to see it the same way. And it's very powerful. If you've begun to do this, for whatever length of time you've done it, if you've begun to do this, you know exactly what we're talking about here from direct experience. The best teacher of all, doing it. Our experience proves to us. It shows us that these ideas are true. So we're off to find our own little private treasure, and we may think we've gotten it, but it doesn't satisfy us, and we're paranoid and deeply afraid we're going to lose our own really, really difficult to come by private little treasure, whatever that may be for you. That's little. Anything private, small, really small. Anything individual is small, really small by definition. It's denying reality. And you don't have to continue to do that. And When we go off to seek our own little individualized treasures here in the world, of course, we just talked about the fact that we're paranoid to lose them or they don't satisfy us. They're never good enough. We always want more, 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 bigger, better, faster, stronger, hotter, sexier. Yeah, tastier. That we always have a new superlative because our little individual treasures are not enough for us. Well, they are not. They're not worthy of the Son of God, in fact, as we all know. I mean, deny it all you wanna, but you know it's true. Really. We seem to get these things and we're afraid to lose them. So is fear a treasure? Is paranoia a treasure? Is gross dissatisfaction a treasure at all? Is that what you want? Do you want to be completely dissatisfied? Is that really the badge of honor that you think it is? And only you can answer that question for yourself. You know what the Course says. So there's the message. Do with it what you will. And this little individualization, this separation, this compartmentalization of our entire experience is just a mistake. We're not seeing it for what it is. It's a mistake. It's nothing. There's no individuality. There's no separation of any kind. There's only one mistake and one correction. The mistake, separation, thinking we're separate from God. We're not. Ideas leave not their source, capital S, remember? Thought of God. So use this device for the Holy Spirit's purposes, for Jesus's purposes. I mean, use it to heal the mind. Use it as a tool, as a tool, a communication device to reach your brother. That's what's going on right now. This is being used as a tool by the Holy Spirit to reach you wherever you may find yourself on wobbling spinning ball of rock. And we do have people on here from all over. There's absolutely no mistake that this is happening right now at this point in what we call time. And there's absolutely no mistake that the medium of this is global, YouTube, the largest social media platform in the world by a lot. No mistake there. There's no mistake that the collection of sounds that you're listening to is one of the most widely understood and spoken collections of sounds on this planet, i.e., the English language. No, no accident. None. There are no accidents in salvation, nor is it any coincidence that you're here right now and that you've paid attention to this video to the end, and it's almost over. Maybe you're glad, or maybe you wish it would keep going. Well, it could keep going, but we're going to wrap it up here. Every moment of every day, you're invited to choose the Holy Spirit instead of the ego. You're invited to choose God instead of the ego. You could put it that way. You could say you're invited to choose love instead of fear. You're invited to choose truth instead of illusion, and so on and so on. This is a choice that is available to you every moment of every day. If you think you don't have a choice, you just chose. You chose the ego. Congrats, right? We all do it. You're not a victim of the world you see because there is no world. What victim? There's only perfect oneness, and God is the only reality. Remember, ideas leave not their source. Idea. You. Idea. All of us. Idea. Thought. Okay. This message, and really, frankly, every message that appears on this channel, is an invitation to put these ideas into practice. So it would be Very kind of you to do just that. If you need help, ask your inner teacher, the Holy Spirit, first and foremost. And you're welcome to ask me any questions that you may have too. This comment thread on YouTube is a very good place to leave questions, and I guarantee you that you're not the only person on Wobbling Spinning Ball of Rock with the exact same question. So not only will you help yourself by asking the question, you'll help everyone else too. So it is a very valuable contribution because most of us, let's face it, are highly unlikely to ever meet in person. So we're meeting here, right here. You could benefit the trajectory, the life of somebody on the other side of the world hugely. I mean, you really could by asking a simple question. So they're all welcome and invited. If you have not yet subscribed, do that, please, as well. That's the prompt over here in the corner of your screen. Just click that icon. Join us, and we meet up here several days a week, several, 5 or 6 on the average. There's always something for us to talk about here. So, yeah, I will see you again next time, and thank you for joining me.